Hi my people, hi, I love you. So I wanted to give the fandom a gift. So for those of you that are subscribed, follow me on Insta, and also have streamed all of my songs on Spotify, I'm giving away a Polaroid, and if you did, go comment, "We stan the Jessie Page fandom," and Shrek, Daddy. Also, I posted a music video and I worked really hard on it, and if you could go watch it all the way through, that really supports me a lot, okay? Hello my people, hi. I love you a lot. It's your father, it's your internet girlfriend, I don't know. I'm getting mixed signals. So I wanted to do this video because I know it's gonna help a lot of people out, and I feel like there is horrible stigma related to gaining weight, and I constantly just want to crush that, because listening to your body is just the most important thing. Not taking care of yourself in that way is something I really just want to care a lot about. I'm really trying to do a lot of topics from the I'm on the other side perspective, because I made so many videos where I was really underweight, because I kind of very publicly suffered from anorexia, and I want everyone to be inspired by the new Jessie, yay! So I hope people are. And I'm the best I have ever been, ever. I didn't eat pizza for 5 years. That's so sad. But now I do. If you're new, hello, I make music too, and I promise it's good. Go watch my music video. If you've already watched it, go watch it all the way through. Go support an artist. It's really hard for us right now. Obviously, these are really rough times, and I feel like right now there's all this emphasis on how much weight people are gaining during quarantine, and I thought more than ever I kind of want to get rid of that stigma, because it's just so triggering. We are literally going through a pandemic, and people are so frustrated and worried about gaining weight. Let's worry about, staying as healthy and happy as possible and saving people's lives. You wanna know what I've discovered since, gaining weight? I've discovered a smile is the most beautiful thing about you. Which leads me to, this video would not have been possible without Smile Sciences. They're a great female-owned company that is cruelty-free and vegan. Look how cute their packaging is. This is the mint-flavored whitening kit, and this is the bubblegum flavored teeth whitening kit, because I've discovered, like I said, the one thing that always sticks with you is your smile. You're jealous. Also, charcoal is super good for whitening your teeth, and I used to use powdered charcoal, and it always would make my sink such a mess, but these are so nice. They just come in a package and you can take them out. I like how the #1 ingredient's coconut oil. So good for you in general. You can put it in your hair, on your face. The fact that it's so good for you, just all around, great ingredient. Anyway, super easy. You just keep the strip in your teeth for 30 minutes. I go and I watch. Okay, everyone makes fun of this show, but I really like it. Maybe because it's gay, but I really I Am Not Okay With This. I thought it was really good. Love these. I'm gonna show you what's in the kit. I'm using the mint one right now, but if you prefer bubblegum flavor, you can also get that as well. It literally reminds me of an at-home dentist appointment, but 10 times better. And my teeth come out whiter than after I go to the dentist. Here's everything we have here. They use an LED light. You have a mouth tray for the top of your mouth and the bottom of your mouth, some Q-tips to clean it all up, some gel for sensitivity, a combination of the whitening kit and the charcoal strips. You are all good to go. You're about to go see a movie premiere. You're about to go on a date with your TikTok crush. Each package comes with 14 whitening strips, and literally one does such a big difference with my teeth. I put them on morning, night, whenever I feel like it. Honestly, it's kind of de-stressing. I like to just kind of do the rest of my skincare while I have these on. So much cleaner than using that charcoal powder to whiten your teeth. You literally get 70%. That is crazy off of your order if you just use code Jessie. The link will be in the top bar of my description. Go check them out. Comment on their Instagram. Let them know I sent you. Thank you so much, Smile Sciences, for supporting me and my channel. I agree. A smile is the most beautiful thing about you. Oh, stop. That was corny. Okay. Okay, let's just get into the video. Where do I start? I made a video on how I gained 30 pounds. That video did pretty well, and people were just very interested in what I had to say about the topic. And now I kind of wanted to talk about why I actually gained 60 and how that wasn't enough for me and how I've coped with that. First, I'm gonna talk about what my life was like when I made that video, and then kind of go more into what I did to get to where I am now. Also, Smile Sciences will just be in the back. We love them in this household. They allow for our channel to stay happy and for me to make money to make music. Yay! So when I made that video, I was not completely healthy at all. I was still restricting. I gained weight enough in my head where like I looked healthier, but I was still considered very skinny. It was still feeding into my eating disorder, and deep down in my head, I still wanted to look as I used to. I'm gonna talk more about how I like got rid of that, you know, desire to be so closely identified with my mental illness. I can also like do like what I used to eat in the day was like kind of a mess, but I was still restricting for sure. It just affected a lot, you know, the people around me and my mood. And I don't want to trigger people, but I just was still, I was still behaving in bulimic tendencies, and I did gain weight and I was getting better, but like it wasn't good enough, and like makes me sad that I made that video, you know, saying I was so much better when I wasn't. I promise you can believe me now. I literally had frozen yogurt last night and I did not care at all because there's so much more to life. I went through a lot of change in my life at once and I didn't know what to do. And this was after I had gained that 30 pounds. I realized I wasn't healthy and I felt guilty, and I realized I was lying to all the people around me, and like that guilt just overwhelmed me, and I was like, okay, I have to do this. If I won't do it for myself, I want to do it for other people. As I said before, I went to an outpatient treatment, I went to a therapist and got help, professional help. And I think as much as I can share my experiences, you know, if you feel you need professional help, I know things are really crazy in the world right now, and you know, resources are a lot different, and that really scares me for people that are in the position that I was in. But I send love to you. I know that's not enough. I'm thinking of you. I realized how much I was hurting other people. I didn't want to hurt anyone else anymore, and I just wanted to be able to live a normal life. And I started to gain more weight. Medically, I was finally like barely in the healthy range when I had gained the 30 pounds, like barely, if not sometimes being underweight. I just didn't want to have to weigh myself or have to worry about eating certain foods still, and it was like still holding on to old tendencies, but like because I let go of other ones, I thought I was better. So completely got rid of my scale. The Point of Skeleton, my music video, go stream it. Yeah, scale was like the most triggering thing for me ever. Massive trigger warning on this, but I used to weigh myself every single day, put it in my phone, and like it just makes me really sad because like I'd just like find little notes to myself, and I was like so happy. Like I put so much of my self-worth into making myself smaller and like take up less space in this world, and that just makes me really sad because I deserve to take up space, you deserve to. I didn't really like consciously know how much I was gaining, but this was kind of when like the legit recovery symptoms came in, if you know what I'm talking about. And like some people, you know, it's more of a mental battle, but for me it was also physically, like my face bloated up and like midsection, and I literally was always bloated, and it was so hard for me. We were filming the Phantom music video, and I remember like being like and just very self-conscious the whole time. Like I wasn't wearing certain clothes because that was kind of going on, and I didn't gain any weight there or there because I found this out from my doctor, but essentially your most important organs are in your face or in this area. When you start gaining weight, your body's like, I don't know if, you know, if this is gonna stay, it doesn't trust you yet, so you gain the most of your weight there. For any person that has struggled with body dysmorphia and an eating disorder at the same time, total nightmare. Made me want to quit so many times. All I wore were leggings and big t-shirts. I didn't even like consciously realize my old clothes weren't fitting anymore because I wasn't trying to wear them as often. I just kind of would hide from my body whenever I could. I remember even showering, I just would start crying because like I hated the way my body looked, and it makes me really sad. I stuck through with it. I didn't look at the scale. That was like the biggest thing, and I just literally like ate intuitively, which for me at the time was a lot. Some days like 4,000 calories a day, which sounds crazy, but when you have to repair your body so much, a lot of people that suffer from anorexia end up doing that. Like it's pretty common. To a lot of other people, that might sound like a dream. It was not. It was really difficult and made me feel horrible, and I didn't want to leave the house. I'm like really grateful. So I started posting a lot of artwork on my Instagram page. Full transparency, but that was because I wasn't taking photos of myself. Taking photos of myself used to be a way to body check. So I definitely just wanted to stay away from that and just not know what I looked like at all costs. It was really, 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 really difficult. Like, I can't even tell you how hard this time was for me. I sunk so deep into a depression because of my body, and the fact that taking care of myself made me go there makes me so sad. And I hope from the internet it doesn't look like I just kind of went from like this to like a girl with nice tits and now she's recovered. Like, it was so hard, and especially because your weight doesn't distribute for a while. So I just had, in my opinion, puffy face, bloated all the time. Like, you experience something called extreme hunger, and like you just eat all the time. You feel out of control. I feel like for a mental illness that feeds off of control, that can be really difficult. I consider what I had to be almost like a food addiction or a coping mechanism, and for a lot of other addictions and unhealthy coping mechanisms, a lot of the times you can just be clean from that. With alcohol, you can try to be sober, but what's really hard about an eating disorder is that you have to face this every day for the rest of your life. That's why, especially with eating disorders, I feel like it never goes away. You will always sometimes get thoughts. It's just as to whether you decide to act on it and how much you replace those thoughts with good thoughts. Skeleton was hard for me to film. Coming out, my last music video, go watch it, that'd be appreciated, was really hard for me to film. I did not like the way I looked for a lot of it. They were all just really difficult, and it was really hard for me to accept the way I looked. When I was living alone, I would just wear big t-shirts and cry every single night thinking about the way I looked, and that makes me really sad. Sometimes I would try to find other ways to hurt myself. Wasn't good. I eventually became so depressed that I ended up feeling like I was a danger to my own life. I was living alone with these thoughts too. Like, I had to go through all this recovery living alone, which was so hard. So I decided to move home with my family. I knew I just needed to be around other people, and I decided to really take everything seriously, but make sure I had people watching me as I was, you know, trying different things out, because that's so important to have a good support system. And like, all my best friends moved away from LA. My like support system best friends all moved away. Like, I had acquaintances I'd hang out with, but like the people that I could call and be like, hey, like, I do not feel good about the way I look today, like, can you just come over and we can like just distract ourselves? They were all gone, and I was very alone in everything I was going through. I kind of hit rock bottom and had like the worst depressive episode, and I knew I couldn't live like this anymore. So I moved to Florida, and this is where my mindset started to change. So when I moved to Florida, my mom was like, I was sad. I was like, none of my old clothes fit me. It's really triggering to try them on. And I kind of decided, you know, I told her, I was like, I want to go shopping for new clothes. That was hard for me at first, but it's honestly been a lot more fun for me now. Like, I'm starting to really enjoy it. I definitely still online shop a little more because I don't like to like sometimes try things on. Like, I'm still not 100%. When I moved here, I don't know, I just realized my family loved me the same regardless of what I looked like, and they would tell me I looked good. I was really patient, and my body started trusting me. And then when I stopped hiding my body so much, I realized, oh shit, I have nice boobs and my ass is great. I decided to show that off, and if anyone was gonna tell me, you know, use the S word or say I'm less of a human, or say that's not feminine of me to do, which is like so ridiculous, I was like, you know, this is what makes me feel good after having a life-threatening mental illness. Most mental illnesses are life-threatening, so I think it's justified, and it's kind of a way of like celebrating my body. And I just like really want to take a moment to thank every person that hypes me up when I post a picture of myself and any bit of revealing clothing. Like, I can't tell you how much that actually helps me. I can't even stress that to you. I am so fortunate that I have such a nice audience that isn't like, you gain weight. Like, you guys are very sensitive and nice and are just like, you look so good now, like, I'm so happy for you, and like, I don't know, it just makes me feel really happy. I don't take this lightly, and I don't want you to take this lightly, but literally, like, you guys were such a big part of me feeling better about myself. I didn't need online validation to feel good about myself, but For me, it was kind of like a full 360 because I realized I had a problem when people were posting online about the way I looked, and it got to a point where like I couldn't post anything without someone, you know, the top comment being about my body in a negative way, and in a concerned way, and then like in a proud way. To see like the comments totally switch over this time has been really, I don't know, I don't want to get emotional, but just like great. Like, I can't describe how like redeeming it feels. I never would want to trigger anyone or make anyone feel like they needed to look the way I used to look at all. This new era is just about celebrating new Jessie. So with me kind of having no rules, at first I hated myself for it. I'm like, you used to be able to eat like this, and now you can't do it anymore because you're like eating all these foods you used to not be able to eat. And instead, when I moved here, I kind of turned it into like a celebratory thing, you know, like, oh my god, you haven't had pizza in 5 years. Like, that's great that you can eat it now and not care. And obviously, you know, sometimes thoughts creep in. Like, I suffered a lot for a really long time since I was 15 years old, but for the most part, like, I've been feeling great. I would say 95% of the time I've been feeling really good about myself, to the point where I uploaded a video last week called How to Glow Up, because so many people were telling me I glowed up, and then I actually started to believe it. Thank you all for the glow up comments, they're all appreciated. It's been interesting for sure, and it was really, like, I can't stress how difficult that time was for me, where I like just felt so out of control and I hated my body so much. So now I don't weigh myself. I had to weigh myself once at the doctor's, and I was like, okay, I have gained 60 pounds since I was at my lowest. That's a lot of weight. That's kind of crazy. And that kind of just shows how unhealthy I used to be. Wherever I am right now, like, I feel amazing, and if I gain weight, I don't really care. That's what my body wants to do. That's how good of a mindset I'm in, and that's kind of why I really wanted to bring this video to light right now, because I feel like people are stressing so much right now about gaining weight during quarantine. I see it all over my TikTok. By the way, follow me on TikTok, Jessie Page. I post really positive stuff, so if that stuff makes you unhappy, I try to like kind of counter that and put some positivity on people's feeds. I feel like we're stressing so much about gaining weight right now, and honestly, we should be focusing on our loved ones, staying safe, and just spreading as much positivity as possible, and not trying to lose weight, be as small as possible, maintain your weight. Like, I don't know, I feel like weight is like not relevant at all. Why is it even, you know? Sometimes, yeah, it is hard for me because people see me and they would never think I ever was sick, and sometimes when I have certain thoughts, I think people won't take me seriously, and I feel like I can't tell anyone because I'm like, I don't look like that anymore. I'm learning to get over that. That's kind of been like my biggest battle recently, but overall, no restriction on my food. I eat healthy when I want to eat healthy. There's a lot of controversy with people that have recovered or are in recovery eating foods that are deemed healthy, but for me, like, I honestly just do it for my mental health, not for any type of way to look. And I think just having a good mindset. For me, an avocado helps me with my depressions. It helps me feel less depressed, so like, why not? And also, I do think they taste good, so we love avocados. I hope this video helps someone out there. I post lots of positivity on my Instagram. You guys should follow it. I'm gonna feature a fan page of the day in a post. I hope you guys are staying safe, and I love you a lot. These videos aren't easy to make, I want you to know that, but I hope they make someone out there feel better. Let me know. I'm insecure. Okay, I love you.